It's been a tough night overnight for the North Island in particular as a whole, but it's been an especially tough night for fire and emergency. Last night, just before 11, we had one of our crews from Muriwai who were responding to Motutara Road to a flooding and that things. While they were at that incident, there was a landslide, and the landslide took out 2 houses and trapped 2 of our firefighters there. So immediately, fire and emergency responded a large resource, including our technical USAR capability, to ensure that we could respond to that incident. Alongside us, we had St John's, we had police, and we had the Defence Force in what was a really highly technical rescue through there. In the early hours of this morning, one of our firefighters was rescued from there and transported to hospital. He's currently in a critical condition in hospital at the moment. The other firefighter that was trapped in the incident, round about 3 o'clock this morning, the decision was made that it was too difficult in those conditions to carry on the search for that firefighter. And so the search was ceased at that stage. This morning, our firefighters will be back out there again, doing an assessment, doing a geotechnical assessment of the area to ensure it's safe, and progressing with a search for the other trapped firefighter in there. But we do have grave concerns for the safety of that firefighter. It's, I know right across the country, it's been tough for people overnight, but our thoughts are very much with our firefighters, the families of those firefighters, the brigade, and all of our firefighters across fire and emergency who will be feeling the effects of 2 of our firefighters in very difficult situation at the moment. So I welcome any questions. Thank you.
How far and wide rescue teams coming from?
Our rescue teams for this particular incident, were pre-positioned in Auckland. So we had a USAR team capability there, and we had other brigades from around who responded into that call.
And not necessarily just this incident, but overall?
Yeah. Well, overall we had capability positioned in Northland, we had capability positioned down the Coromandel, but foreign emergencies resources obviously cover the entire of the North Island, and we surge to where we need that capability.
Are you bringing any teams up from the likes of Christchurch?
But we have a team coming up at lunchtime from Christchurch as a support.
I think, though, we will later today in the briefing answer the operational questions around the larger incident tonight. But what I wanted to brief you on today is, this tragic incident that we've been dealing with out at Muriwai. I'll give you an update on that.
Have crews been able to communicate with the trapped firefighter?
The trapped firefighter that's now in critical care in hospital.
The trapped firefighter.
The one that's still trapped in there. At the moment, they haven't had communication with that firefighter.
Can you talk to us about the nature of the injuries of the firefighter in critical condition?
Well, the firefighter, I don't want to go into the detail of those injuries, and we're very conscious of the privacy of the firefighter in that. But with any crush injury, it becomes very risky as far as when a person is released after being effectively trapped for a period of time. So it is a big concern, the livelihood of that firefighter, the health of that firefighter.
Can you give any indication what the conditions were like out there? I mean, the wind and the rain and the...
Yeah, the conditions were really treacherous. I got a brief from our operations commander from USAR when he arrived back from the incident, and he said, he made the decision to pull our USAR teams out because it was just too dangerous. The hills were moving, and rain was driving in there, and the whole street's been evacuated there, and it was just too dangerous to be in the vicinity, let alone on the site itself. So once again, we'll make a further assessment today as to whether we can continue the operations around that rescue, or whether that's too dangerous at the moment for our teams.
Do you think it's likely to resume today?
I couldn't make a call on that. It takes geotechnical specialists to really have a look at that, and we certainly don't want to put our crews into potential another slip position.
What kind of things do they look for in a geotechnical assessment?
I'm sorry, you'd have to ask the specialists around that. There's a lot of study that goes into being a geotechnical specialist, and yeah.
Is support being provided to the families of these?
Yes, we're wrapping support around all the families and also around the brigade. I mean, you can imagine, in volunteer brigades, very close knit, and the service as a whole, will be feeling that right across. So a lot of welfare and support that's wrapped around them at the moment, just to help them through that.
Sorry, mate, was it are these 5 men? Those 3 or 5 women?
They're both. I'll just say they're both firefighters at the moment. I just want to protect that privacy of those individuals.
Were there any delays getting the injured firefighter out because of the road conditions? Could the ambulance get back into town?
Yeah, it was. I guess when you talk about the delays, what you've got is you've got a slip coming down from the mountains or from the hills surrounding. You've got 2 residential premises that have come down with that, and so the whole environment that you're operating in is, really challenging and really technical. So it needs to be done in a really structured manner that goes forward. So it always takes time to go through one of these sort of operations, and that's where our USAR specialists, really know what they're doing and go piece by piece as they move along in trying to locate and then extricate the people as they're trapped.
How challenging is the situation for Cairns? Is it comparable to anything in the past with incidents across the Muriwai?
Well, obviously, like I said, it's been a big night weather-wise. I mean, from my perspective as the chief executive, if to be in a position where we've got 2 firefighters, potentially in life-threatening situation or unknown at the moment, that's an absolute horrific position to be in. And I really feel for all of our organisation, and I feel for those families in particular, when we've got people right across the country who are just there to support others and help others, and find themselves, under conditions like this slip when they're just carrying out a routine operation. I certainly I thank you all for your time this morning. I prefer to stand here and give you good news, and certainly as the situation evolves, we'll keep you updated around where that's at. So appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you very much.